The coronavirus isn't gonna stop us having a bit of fun. So go and grab a cuppa, join in with the laughter with all your favorite comedy chums. They say two is company and three's a crowd, but with four you never can tell. We haven't got a clue, so we'll just assume that four's a crowd as well. Four's a crowd.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Four's a Crowd, the comedy panel show where our teams battle it out to be the winners and return next week. Our losers go home, and our captain has to find a new team member. Hope you're all keeping safe and well during this lockdown. I got my opportunity this week to put my shirt back on, as always, but don't panic, I still got the pajama bottoms on underneath. Some positive news today with Captain Tom Moore. Which his 100th birthday, his fundraising reaching over £30 million now, and thousands of people in South Wales are currently gearing up to visit Barry Island and Pen y Fan this weekend because Boris Johnson mentioned on the news here that we passed the peak of the coronavirus. Hope we got a cup of tea ready to join us and sit down and settle in for the next 40 minutes. Welcome back our returning captain from last week. Welcome back to the show, Chris Choppin.
Hello, how's it going, Drew?
I'm not too bad, thank you, Chris. How are you?
I'm good. I've been looking forward to this. I've had my weekly wash. I've put a shirt on for the first time in about a month, and I've even put some aftershave on. You're welcome.
Fantastic. If this was the first ever broadcast of the National Lottery, from 1994, we could have it in Smell-O-Vision as well, couldn't we? That would have been fantastic.
Oh, I wish it was the first ever broadcast of the National Lottery from 1994.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get Noel Edmonds in to replace me as the host. That would sort of boost things a little bit, I think. How did it feel being a true, genuine winner now, Chris, after missing the first week of the show?
It's nice now to be returning. I feel like I'm a bit more assured in my role. Although obviously I've still got the same guys from last time there to back me up, so that's encouraging. And
I think that's a perfect cue to introduce your team mates for this week again. Can we welcome back the victorious Stefan and Captain Eleanor?
Hey!
Hello. How's it going, guys?
Good. We have a plan for this week.
We've realised that the downside of being as brilliant as we are at this is that we have to come back every time.
Yeah, and we've got a really important marathon planned for next Thursday of the Pokemon anime.
Okay.
There's new episodes coming, Drew, and we are not up to date.
Yeah, and the plot has just kicked off with it, so we're planning on tanking this week, so that we can watch Pokemon.
We're going down.
We're going down.
Encouraging as a team captain when the rest of your team spring a plan on you, especially when that plan is to tank everything. That's good. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
We're on your team. We're on your side. You're going down.
You're going down.
I have to come back next week anyway. That means I've only got the other 6 days of the week to watch Pokemon animes.
Yeah. You're a fool to yourself.
It's nice to see you've made a fantastic effort again as well, guys. I like all you're wearing this week. And we introduce now our loser, serial losing captain, Simon Emmanuel.
All right, calm down. Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm not too bad, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, really good, mate. I've been missing reality a little bit this week, so I bought myself those virtual reality goggles, and
right.
I've had them on today, and I've spent 8 hours working at a call centre, so I'm feeling all right about that
now. Simon, any sort of plans this week? Anything different this week to try and sort of up your game? You've lost 2 in a row now. Can you afford to lose a third time in a row?
Well, we're in trouble because I was actually planning on losing myself today as well. So it's going to be a battle to lose. No, my goal this week is to bring someone in with good general knowledge and a fantastic moustache, because I do enjoy looking at him.
Yeah, it can't beat a good moustache. Would you like to introduce your teammate this week, Simon?
My teammate this week is one of my longest comedy partners, Mr. Ignacio Lopez.
Woo.
It's nice to meet you, Simon.
Hello.
I love how Simon said he's been missing reality, like Simon's ever been attached to reality.
Yeah.
How are you keeping, Ig, during this lockdown?
I mean, I'm drinking way more beer than I was on the road as a comedian, so who knows? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Only time will tell.
And I couldn't be bothered to prepare questions properly this week, so I've just stolen them all from your quiz from last weekend. So hopefully we'll have a good handle on the answers.
I know at least 50% of them in that case. I know which ones annoy the Doctor Who fans the most anyway.
Okay, we're going to start to move on with the show. Our first round, as always, is absolutely buzzing, a point-building round. You buzz in with the right answer, quick-fire questions. Chris, as our returning champion, what's your noise going to be this week?
Right, I've had all week to think of one, so obviously there's no excuse for not having a good one. So I'm just going with quick-fire.
Quick-fire, fantastic. And Simon, what are you going to go with?
Vic, because I got Ignacio with me, we're going to go for Ole!
Ole, okay. Okay, and we start round one, 1 point per question. Our first question for round one, absolute buzzing. Charlie Chaplin once entered a Charlie Chaplin lookalike competition and came third. True or false?
Ole!
Ole!
Ig.
It's actually a common misconception. It was actually Adolf Hitler that came third in an Adolf Hitler lookalike competition. I came third place. That's why they called it the Third Reich. Or false.
Yeah, we are playing for that. Why not? 1 point for Chris and Simon. Question two. Coincidentally, about Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler's favorite film was what?
Quick-fire.
Chris.
It's Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was King Kong, the 1970 version, sort of a bit strangely. Question three for this round is, what did Harrison Ford do before he became an actor?
Oh,
Quick-fire.
Ole!
Simon.
Job center.
He was a small ant.
quick-fire.
Why not? You
No.
can be. It's not against law, is it?
I'm going to pass that one over to Chris.
So it
Before
was
he
before
was
he
actor,
became an actor.
Solo in
Before he was
Star
an
Wars.
actor.
Was it the Star Wars trilogy?
Yeah, before he was an actor. Yeah.
No, he was actually a carpenter. Question
Richard
four.
O'Carroll.
Question. Oh yeah. Richard or Judy? No. Question four. Which former prime minister's middle name is Hilda?
Ole!
Fire.
Is it Boris Johnson?
His middle name is Hilda, but he's still currently the prime minister. So on a
Did he
technicality,
survive?
He did. He survived lockdown. He managed to have 5 children in the last 2 weeks as well. I think during his quarantine. I'm gonna hand it over.
Those condolences cards I've been sending to number 10 seem very poor taste now. Then
Or also appropriate.
Hand it over to team 2.
John Major.
John Major. No, it was Margaret Thatcher. And
It makes so much sense.
our final question for absolutely buzzing. What is a traditional food of Wales?
Grief.
I know.
Oh,
What is
quick-fire.
a traditional food of Wales? Chris?
Is a Tesco meal deal.
No, it's close. I'm going to hand it over.
Except in
Simon
the
and Nick.
north, they go to Boots.
Simon and Nick, any advances?
paella.
That's what I would have said.
It's not
Oh, is it
paella,
peppermint?
unfortunately. It's Welsh rarebit or cowl. I would also accept Chinese takeaway. So the scores after round one are Ig and Simon 2, Chris, Eleanor, and Stefan 1.
How
Yeah.
did we get one?
I have no idea who let the side down.
Chris, did you get a point?
I don't remember getting a point, but
Kick
I'll
it.
take that bullet.
I have been known to mess
You're not
up.
riding
before
on this,
long. It's all part of taking part. Round 2 is called Science or Fiction. I will pitch an invention to each team. You have to decide, is it science or is it fiction? Chris's team will go first because you're currently in the bring up the rear. Our first invention, is it true, is it false, is it science or fiction, is the BBQ QB, the barbecue quarterback. In America, an inventor invented a barbecue that once the meats are ready, they are flung across the garden to be received by the person ready to eat it. Is it science or is it fiction?
Yeet the meat.
Eat the meat.
That's what that should be called.
Oh, you should work in marketing.
I should.
Are you
I've been
asking us if
excellent.
that's a real thing?
There's no
Is it a
way.
real thing? Yeah. Is it a real thing? Is it science or is it fiction? I
think it
actually
has to
learned
be.
the word yeet this time for the first week, Eleanor. I didn't know that was a word in a 30-year-old's vocabulary. Can you explain to people what yeet means?
It means to basically sort of hammer toss something as far away from yourself as possible.
There we are. Okay, so yeah, so yeet. Chris, is it science or fiction? What do you think?
I just don't think, like, if you are an athlete, you don't eat too many burgers.
Okay.
And if you're not an athlete, you don't have the hand-eye coordination to catch a burger that's been flung across a garden. So I don't think that's real.
So that's include.
I think it's clearly not real. That literally no one would make that. So I think we should say it is real in the interest of getting thrown off the quiz.
Yes.
Right.
So
in the interest of keeping you here against your will, like some sort of quiz hostage, I am going to say that it is clearly made up.
The BBQ QB, is it science or fiction? It is fiction. Well done.
Oh.
Totally and utterly made up. Okay, Simon and Ig, your first invention is the automatic tipper. In 1950s New York, an inventor came up with an automatic tip machine which you place in front of your body if you're a waitress or waiter, or behind your body if you were a hotel bellboy, which a customer can automatically put a tip in. If the tip wasn't big enough, it would say no sale. Is it science or is it fiction?
What was it, Drew? What did it look like?
It was a sort of a hand that they would place, a plastic hand they would place on their body, and you could put the money in the hand.
I think I've heard of this company. They make a similar product, which is a plastic politician that you sellotape to your back if you're doing your exams in school. And what it does is it doesn't answer any questions, but it's still somehow okay in life. It's weird, isn't it? Bizarre. What do you reckon, Ig?
I think I can't. That sounds like just the kind of crazy thing that they would do in the United States to avoid paying people a minimum wage. It's like, no, sorry, we're not going to up the wages. What we've done is we're supplying everyone with a plastic hand that you can wrap to yourself. That's going to solve the wage disparity problem. I think that's what they thought. So I think it's true.
Yeah, just go for true.
It is true. Science is the answer. Yeah, well done. Point each so far.
Can I just add something as well? Whilst that was going on, Stephen Allen was sneezing, and whenever he sneezes in front of me, I always count his sneezes, and you probably think I didn't, but it was 9, wasn't it?
It wasn't 9.
Yeah.
A bonus point there for Simon as well. Why not? Back to Chris's team. Our next invention, is it science or fiction? Is called the Tomanta. A Japanese inventor invented a robot you wear on your shoulders whilst going for a run. The robot then automatically shoves tomatoes into your mouth whilst you run to keep you full of tomatoes. Is it science or is it fiction?
Right. Here's the problem. That is actually stupider than the fake politician invention that Simon came up with as a laugh. But
don't you ever have a craving for a tomato?
Presumably, it doesn't have to be tomatoes, right? You could switch it out for like pickled eggs or falafels.
Well,
no, it's just tomatoes.
It's not called the random fooder. It's called tomato. So
please tell me the robot was called Johnny 5 a day.
So I know there's a Japanese invention. There's a concept which is called shindogu, which is like
useless invention.
Useless invention, an invention that is sort of worse than not having an invention for that. So that is exact. So if you,
I mean, I absolutely believe this is true. So I think we should go fiction.
Yeah, we should go fiction because this exists.
Yeah.
Well, as team captain, I want it to exist if I can get one that does like Chinese pork balls. So I'm gonna go that it's fact, and I want you to send me a link to where I can buy one after the show, Drew.
It is a tomato. It is science. It's a real thing. I did want to play a clip of the advert during the show, but we were afraid the copyright infringement would get us pulled off the air immediately. So if you want to check out the tomato, it's available on YouTube. Have a look after the show. Okay, our final invention for Simon's team is the anti-pervert tights. In China, they sell tights that are hairy, so you can put them on your legs before you go out to make sure no perverts will want to chase after you and touch your legs.
Okay, I want to.
That's ridiculous.
I will
What
take
if somebody? What
Is
if
it
somebody's?
science or is it fiction?
What if somebody's kink is hairy legs?
Yeah.
Well,
What if you got like a murderer that collects legs to make a jumper?
what then?
Well, I suppose you could just slip another real bear tight over the top end, couldn't you? I don't know.
Again, I've viewed of this company. They do an opposite version for men as well. It's a giant tight that goes over a Porsche and turns it into a mini metro to protect them from gold diggers.
So what are we thinking, Egg, Simon?
What do you reckon, Egg?
I think it's real. I think it's science.
Okay.
If it isn't, tomorrow I'm going to launch a product.
I would like six
That's the
pairs.
beauty of this round. We can just fill in any gaps in the market, can't we? The anti-pervert hairy tights is science. It's a real invention. They exist in China, and I'll show how popular they are. They can also be checked out on YouTube after the show. So the scores,
Simon, on the way.
the scores after that round are Simon's team 4, Chris's team 2.
Yeah. Right, we're doing it.
Okay, our third round this evening will be It's My Life. I will pitch a story to each of our teams from one of the opposing team or possibly myself from yesteryear in our lives. Embarrassing story, funny story, but it's a true story. And also, can you work out, it doesn't matter if it's true, it is true, sorry. Can you work out who the story belongs to? Chris, as before, we start with you because you're still bringing up the rear. Our first story this evening to belong to myself, Ignacio, or Simon. When I was in Sweden at 19 years of age, I ran out of money and I forgot to print out my boarding pass before I got on the plane. Being one of those typical low-budget airlines, they tried to charge me £90 for the privilege of printing out my boarding pass. I decided not to do so, and I ran on the back and snuck into their office and printed it out myself. When I returned to the desk with my printed out boarding pass for free, the guy on the desk was absolutely furious, but there was nothing he could do about it, and he had to let me on the plane. Does that story belong to myself, Simon, or Ignacio?
That is a great story, and I love it. It's absolutely Ignacio.
Absolutely.
The level of you need two things for that. You need confidence and competence in a pinch. And I think Drew is too nice a man, and I think he would have not broken the rule. But I do believe Drew could have used the equipment if he got there. I think Simon, I don't think it would have occurred to him not to do.
So I think Simon
And I
would
think
have sneaked onto the plane dressed as a badger or something. I think Simon would have just tried to dress up as a badger or a pan flute and sneak onto the plane with someone's hand luggage. I love Ig. He's a very good friend of mine, but of everyone I know, he's the most likely to be a Machiavellian kind of supervillain. So, and I love he said that to see the look of disappointment on his face when I said it. But I still think it's probably him.
Yeah, so we should go with someone else, please.
Yeah,
so we'll go Simon.
It's
Danny
Simon.
French thinks Simon.
Danny French thinks it's Simon. As we found out the hard way last week, we have got a phone a friend sort of option on this show. Danny thinks it's Simon, so I could sway it for you. Chris, what are we going to go for?
As team captain, I'm going to say it's Ignacio.
Oh my God, Chris! This is not how we play as a team.
I thought you wanted to lose, Eleanor.
Oh, now.
Yes, I got
When
it.
that clever double bluff because he's a Machiavellian supervillain.
Yeah. Somebody would stick into an office would do us double bluff like that, wouldn't they? Final answer, Ignacio?
Yeah.
No.
We're going to go with Chris. Hello, Andrew. We're going to go with Chris. Chris, it was Simon.
Oh, yes.
And if
Yeah, it was. The office wasn't around the back. It was just behind the airport in a separate building. And it was like the airlines buildings, and there was offices free. So I just sneaked in, got on someone's computer, which was unlocked, and printed my boarding pass out. Got back. The guy was absolutely furious because he couldn't work out where I got it from, but he wasn't allowed to charge me.
Okay. No, until we'd have worked it out.
That's true.
Okay, our next story this evening is for Simon and Chris. Is it Eleanor, Stefan, Chris or myself. When I was in my late teens, I decided to visit a sexual health clinic. After receiving the examination from the doctor, I was required to urinate in 2 plastic cups. I was a little bit sore from the examination, and whilst urinating in the cups, I accidentally fainted and fell around the U-bend. However, I'd also finished urinating in the cups, and I tipped the urine all over myself, only to be dragged up from the floor by the nurses several minutes later. It's a true story, but who does it belong to?
Did you say late teens?
I think I did. I think it was late teens. Yeah.
I don't think Chris started having sex till 28, did he? So.
I thought you were going to say, Simon, I thought you were going to say, what was that, late teens? Oh, Chris is only 14, so it can't be him.
That is where I thought that was going as well.
It's fair to say that I have only been having sex for a few years, but I am also only 14, so this has got very dark.
Although, to be fair, even with both of those concepts, I still think if I'm going to picture anyone from that group of 4 above who are going to have spilled urine on themselves, it would also be Chris. So I really don't know what to do with this situation.
I don't understand why the person fainted. Like, what was so scary about peeing into a cup that they completely fainted? What went on there? It's weird.
Maybe it was one of those novelty cups from the cinema, like a T-Rex one or something.
Just be the Sea Jurassic World.
I don't know who started the rumor that I'm afraid of my own wee, but it ends now, right? I'm actually very brave when it comes to using the toilet. Happy to do it. I've got mind.
Simon, Egg, what are we thinking?
I personally think it was you, Drew.
Okay.
Is it weird that I quite like the image of you lying on the floor covered in your own piss?
How much do you like it?
Yeah, weird, isn't it? What do you reckon?
Final answer?
You know what? I can't even picture this happening to a human being in reality. So whoever it is, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, let's go, Drew. I'm going you, Drew.
It was me, unfortunately. Yeah, it did happen to me a long time ago. I haven't think it since, thankfully. But yeah, embarrassing incident at the doctors for me. Moving swiftly on, our scores from that round are Simon and Ig with 5, Chris, Stefan, and Eleanor with 2.
Smashing it.
Okay, round 4 this evening is Match the Tweet. I'll read out 4 tweets from celebrities from the Twitter sphere. I'll say who the celebrities are. Chris's team will start. They've got to pick which celebrity belongs to which tweet. If they get the first one right, they get 3 points. Second one right, 2 points, 1 point. And then finally, when there's only one left, there's no points for the final answer because it's been eliminated. I'll start with Chris's team, then Simon, then back to Chris. Our 4 celebrities are Pope Francis, John Cleese, Kourtney Kardashian, and Ed Balls. Our 4 tweets are: I'm still alive. Do ants have penises? The earth is starting to look more and more like a pile of filth. And finally, Ed Balls. So Chris's team first. Chris's team first. Feel free to pick a tweet and who you think it belongs to.
Right.
I think Pope looked up Ed Balls.
We are way behind, so I feel like we need to claw back some points. And I'm pretty sure that Ed Balls once tweeted his own name by mistake. So I'm going to say Ed Balls.
No reason for Ed Balls.
He did, Chris. He typed his own name in, thinking that was how you worked with Twitter. So first one, 3 points for Chris's team. Okay, Ig and Simon, the ones that remain are: do ants have penises? The earth is looking more and more like a pile of filth. And I'm still alive. Are we going to go for Pope Francis, Kourtney Kardashian, or John Cleese?
I feel like
I just want to point out, Ed Balls, just saying Ed Balls is proof that he's a Pokemon.
Yes.
I feel like the do ants have willies? I feel like that might be the Pope because you know when you just know loads about one subject, like he's got religion nailed. He knows loads about that, but I feel like he doesn't really know anything else. Like he doesn't know who Deidre is from Coronation Street. Like he's unsure of Anselm Willies. I think it's the sort of thing he'd ask.
Why are you doing this to us, Simon?
I'm not in favour of this.
It's true though. Actually, I did have a conversation once with the Pope about Coronation Street, and he was out of his depth very quickly.
He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know.
Embarrassing to him, to be honest.
Who do you reckon that one belongs to then, Ig? The Anselm Willies.
So what are our options? We got John Cleese,
John Cleese, Kourtney Kardashian,
Kardashian,
or Pope Francis.
or the Pope. I mean, it could be all three, really, isn't it? You know, who has, if ants have penises. Do we have to answer that one? Does it have to be the ants having penises one?
Yeah, well, yeah, you can go for that one. It's up to you. Go on, go for that one. See if you can pick that one. You guys, it's 2 points.
What do you think, then, Simon? I think that would be...
I don't think it's Kourtney Kardashian. I don't think Kourtney Kardashian's got to a point in her life where she's like, right, I'm sick of dating men now. Do ants have penises? I don't think that's happened. I think John Cleese.
It was Kourtney Kardashian.
Of course it was.
Kourtney Kardashian. So back to Chris's team, our final two tweets, our final two options, the last opportunity to win points. We've got the Earth is starting to look more and more like an immense pile of filth. And we've got I'm Still Alive. Which one belongs to John Cleese? Which one belongs to Pope Francis?
We really convince Chris of whichever one we pick here.
Yeah.
He's gone against it every time.
Oh, yeah. So we need to get it right so that he gets it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay. Here's what I think.
Okay.
I think the problem is both of them are plausible John Cleese things. He could say the Earth is a lot of filth because he's getting on in his years. He's become a grumpy old man.
Yes.
But also, there's what John Cleese news is there for him to tweet? I'm still alive. That is
news.
That's something, isn't it?
That is news. Yeah.
Do we think the Pope will tweet I'm still alive? I don't think people expect constant updates from the Pope that he's still alive.
No.
I think they expect a big announcement from the church if he dies.
Yes.
So I think John Cleese said, I'm still alive.
Okay, we think John Cleese said, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked with you guys.
Go on, Chris.
When they kind of said their master plan of trying to convince me one so I'd go the other way, I was able to hear all of that because they were doing it live on camera, weren't they, for all of us? So I'm going to agree with them.
No!
I'm Still Alive was John Cleese. Well done. 1 point for that. And our final tweet, the Earth is starting to look more and more like an immense pile of filth, was Pope Francis. So our scores after that round, unfortunately for Eleanor and Stefan, is Simon and Ig 5, Chris, Stefan and Eleanor 6.
No! How is this happening?
You had the first, the 3-point tweet. The Ed Balls tweet was for 3 points, wasn't it? Because he was picking from 1 from 4. So moving swiftly on to our 5th and final round, possibly our favourite round of the show. It's the Almost Sound of Music featuring friends of the show, Sheep and Mash. Just like we did last time, we'll have 2 theme tunes mashed together from television series. We'll have the first one for Chris, Stefan and Eleanor, second one for Simon and Ig. Can we have the first video from Sheep and Mash, please?
Nice wood.
Hello, viewers and teams. We are Sheep and Mash back again for the music round of For the Crowd. The music round, which is called Almost the Sound of Music, which still not fast on. No. But yeah, hope you've all been safe and doing well in your houses. What have you been up to today, Martin? Anything good though?
Well, I've been to the shops today to get some essentials, like we're allowed.
Yeah, your weekly essential shop. Yeah, you're allowed to do that.
I went up to the co-op to get some Pombe's and Ambongo, but they'd run out, so I bought 4 scratch cards instead.
And you think that's an essential shop? You think?
I'll be honest with you, Mark. I regret buying them because I lost on 3, but I did win a pound on the other. So I went back in the co-op and exchanged that for another scratch card. He weren't too happy about it, old Sam. But I won £2 on that one. So right. I bought myself some top trumps.
Right, okay, some top trumps. What top trumps are they? So I want to see.
Dinosaur ones.
Dinosaur top trumps. So they got some of the classics, Triceratops and
all your favourites. Yeah, Stegosaurus. It's even got that half human, half dinosaur.
There's no such thing as a half human, half dinosaur.
It is, Mark.
Reading it. You must be reading it wrong. There's no such thing.
What do you call that?
You've got me there. I don't know what that is.
Stonkysaurus.
I don't think that's what it's called, but
No.
never seen that before in my life. Anyway, should we just get on with the game?
Yeah.
Let's explain the rules again. Just a quick recap. We have taken two popular TV themes, mashed them together into a new theme, the lyrics from one and the tune from the other, and you have to tell us what, most importantly, the lyrics are from, but also the tune. And if you guess the lyrics, you get 2 points.
I don't know. I haven't got a
3
clue what you
points.
get.
Whatever Drew says goes.
I think
Anyway,
it's been
let's,
different every week.
It's been different every week, so who cares? Let's get on to the first theme tune. Let's get straight onto it. This is for team number one. I'm sure Drew will explain who team number one are. But yes, you've got to tell us what the lyrics and also the tune is from. But most importantly, the lyrics. Oh, yes.
Don't forget the visual clue.
There is a visual clue. Do you want to explain the visual clue, what it's all about, Martin?
It's a clue that you can see.
Yeah, it's a visual clue. Anyway, let's get on with theme tune number one for team one. Here we go.
Working on the site from morning till night, that's living alright. Then a pint with the boys in a bar full of noise, that's living alright. Working all day for a pittance of pay, then blow it all on Saturday night. And you kiss the dames, but you don't ask their names, that's living alright. Working in the sun, drinking schnapps, having fun, that's living alright. Yeah, you play the game, then it's Auf Wiedersehen, that's living alright.
Okay, thank you, Sheep and Mash. Team one, Chris's team, Stefan, Eleanor, and Chris. 2 points for the music, 3 points for the lyrics. What are we thinking?
We're thinking it was Skippy the Bush Kangaroo.
Right.
For the music and the lyrics.
Well,
For the lyrics.
Did you see how, like, the visual clue? There was a kangaroo that the man was holding, and that was the clue that it was Skippy.
Guys, don't worry, guys. I've got this.
No,
I've
we've
followed-
done it.
No, I've followed the visual clue. Right. So what it is?
Kangaroo.
He was holding like a pet, wasn't he?
Yeah, an animal.
Now the animal he was holding was a dog. Now type of dog is a German Shepherd. A shepherd looks after sheep. A sheep can be used to make a sheepskin jacket. Another type of jacket is like a neon safety wear jacket that a builder would wear, like the builders in the TV show Auf Wiedersehen Pet. And that's that's how that led me to the answer, Auf Wiedersehen Pet.
No,
So I'll be saying pet for the lyrics or the music?
That's for the lyrics.
And any sort of suggestions for the music?
No, I was so pleased with my clue following that I got a bit lost.
I think the music was we need something plausible that he'll go with. The bill, yeah. Well, it's it's teenager solving a mystery. So
Scooby-Doo.
Oh, Scooby-Doo.
No. Was it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo.
Little Liars.
Little Liars. It's Pretty Little Liars.
I wouldn't have got that, but my teammates helped me out. It was Scooby-Doo. Thanks, guys.
Okay, we'll hold those answers. Ig, you appear to be on your own at the moment. I think Simon's knocked his phone off his table.
Liability, that guy.
So the onus is on you. Can we have clip 2 for Ig and Simon's team from Sheep and Mash, please?
Last week.
Just wait for Sheep and Mash to send their clip in.
Sorry, Andrew helped out last week. He can help Ig this week. Again.
Yes, yeah. If you want to get Andrew involved, he'll help out. I'm sure he's very forthcoming.
I thought
Here they are, Sheep and Mash.
the Welsh national dish.
On team one, do you think you know the tune and the lyrics? Hey, I tell you, would definitely know it. I think.
Me.
Well, obviously you know it because you were part of making the song. But I tell you who definitely knows it at home. Andrew Burns last week, who absolutely smashed it in the comments.
Smashed it. Knocked it out the park.
Completely. I bet he knows. Anyway, let's get on to team tune number 2. Remember, you got to name the lyrics and also the tune. You get bonus points for the tune. Blah, 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 blah. Here it is for team number 2.
So no one told your life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you're broke, your love life's the way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or your year. But when the rain starts to pour, like I've been there before, 'cause you're there for me too. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for you.
Thank you very much, Sheep and Mash. So, Egg, it was quite a tricky one. The visual clue might have helped you a little bit. What are we thinking about the lyrics and the theme tune?
So the picture was a
Yeah.
picture of Tom from MySpace. So I'm guessing that it's potentially a show set in space. I'm thinking maybe, I don't remember the words, but maybe it's like Red Dwarf or something like that. I'm kidding, it's Friends. The words are Friends. All right? That's so obvious. Come on, the tune could be any. I've got no idea what that tune is. It sounds a bit. Yeah,
Come on,
I'm gonna.
Oh, can you pack it over? I know who it is.
There we go. I'm
Any
gonna take a
French
stab
about
in the dark. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark for my favorite trash raiding lockdown companions, the Wombles. So that was the lyrics to Friends. To the tune of the Wombles.
I don't want to sound paranoid, but I'm beginning to feel like the world's against me here.
You're just getting this now at 14 years of age.
Simon is my only ally at this point.
Okay, so we've got Avita St. Pet and Scooby-Doo for Chris's team. We've got Friends and the Wombles for Egg on his own. Sheep and Mash, please come we have the answers.
The music round with us. Let's get on to the answers. So the answer to team 2 number 1, which was for team 1, the lyrics were from the show Avita St. Pet, and the tune was from Scooby-Doo. And explain the visual clue there, Martin.
So it was a picture of Paul O'Grady and his dog Buster. His dog Buster is dead, and it was his pet, so he had to say goodbye to his pet. Or Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen, yes, there we go. Wiedersehen Pet. So if you got the lyrics, you get points, and then if you got the tune, you get some bonus points. Drew will explain all that, I'm sure. And then the second theme tune, which was for team number 2, the lyrics were from the show Friends, and the theme tune was the tune for the Wombles. And explain the visual clue there, Martin.
Bit of a retro one here. If you didn't get this, then we'll explain it. It was a picture of Tom from MySpace, who was everyone's friend.
He
So
was friend, yeah.
by law, he had the most friends.
So if you've got Friends, yeah, kind of a bit of a stretch, but never mind. If you've got Friends, you get some points, and if you've got the Wombles, you get some bonus points. Hopefully you did well in that round. And now we are going to go and do separate things because we are not in the same place. Anything to leave on, Martin, or no?
Beat the Chasers is on tonight at time of recording.
Oh, right. Well, on time, so it won't be on the time that this is airing, though.
It might be on ITV Player.
What a waste of time. Anyway, goodbye, everyone.
Thank you, as always, the fantastic Sheep and Mash. Who, it's no coincidence they just happen to have the same paint at their separate houses. They're not in the same room at all. Please don't think that's the case. Okay, so both teams in that round managed to score maximum points, 5 points each. Well done, both teams. little bit of help from Danny there from Frig as well, but we don't mind that at all. It's all part of the show. People interacting when they want to. Okay, it's time for our final scores this evening. Drum roll, please. With 11 points, we've got Simon and Ig, but with a massive total of 12 points, we've got Chris, Eleanor, and Stefan. I like the jubilation in victory.
No one is happy with this result.
It was tough, guys, but we got through it. I look forward to seeing you all week. I mean,
but I know that Ig can be quite competitive. He will not be happy that he lost to trying to lose.
You know what?
The only time I get to see these guys all week, and they'd rather be watching cartoons.
Yes.
I don't feel like much of a winner this evening.
Well, people have got busy schedules at the moment, Chris. You know, there's a lot of things to get on with at home, like I'm painting the fence and things like that. So it's quite difficult. So, Ig, it's been short-lived. It was a pleasure having you on the show, but we have to say adios now. And as you say goodbye, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers, Ig. Ig, before you go, anything you want to plug?
Everyone come play my quiz on Saturday. I will guarantee that Chris will lose.
Oh, thank you very much, Ig. See you again next time. So, Chris, third week in a row you've won. How do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, I've performed spectacularly under pressure, which, I mean, ask my girlfriend. That is not like me. I'm really pleased with myself.
Well, as it stands, you might be playing against nobody next week because you seem to have lost Simon as well. Stefan, Eleanor, I can only apologise for you winning a third week in a row. I hope that's not going to affect your Pokemon plans too much. Just before we go, can we thank everyone for watching? As always, thank you to the guys at Jug Pit. Thanks to Sheep and Mash as well, and all people taking part. And I've been Drew Taylor. This has been Forza Crowd. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.